What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Hardworking Happy Hour. I'm Sean.
And I'm Catherine, and as always, we'll be breaking down all things trades, entrepreneurship, and turning your creativity into a passion career. Sean Consgrew.
Catherine Lippincott, what's happening? How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing even better.
Oh, yeah?
Better than great. Whatever that is, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. I'm just ready to fully just operate at a high level. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That all sounded so confident and true and real.
Wow, thank you so much. Appreciate that. It is real, and we've let's just tease the episode that we're going to be talking about here. Last week we had a great episode, some may say. A very few some may say that, because I was all over the place. Trying to get back in the swing of things. New dad of two, just not knowing which way is up, which way is down. I think I've gotten that figured out. I've got up is up, down is down. I'm on the right track, and we're going to be talking about some AI integrations that I've been exploring, interested in, and I think are going to save my life.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Anyway.
Praise.
Yeah, I mean, high expectations here, but that's all we got. So, what's going on in your life this week? How you making out?
Gosh, I'm just knee deep in this boat stuff. That's really all I have. Holding me together. So the excitement of this boat stuff.
Is this boat stuff? The boat stuff's the only stuff holding you together.
Yeah. Yes, I sold my old boat on Saturday.
Okay.
Ready to drop my new boat in pretty soon. I got to replace a bilge pump this afternoon after work, and hopefully get it in tomorrow.
How's the scuppers?
Probably need to clean out the scuppers.
Yeah,
the
scupper. That's the drain hole, right? Correct.
It is a drain hole, yes.
Yeah. I know boat terms. Listen to me over
What else
here.
do you know? What other boat terms do you know?
Jib.
Okay, what's that?
It's a sail.
Look at this guy.
Yep. Rudder.
Check him out. There you go. What's that?
Rudder is the thing that steers the boat underneath.
Correct.
Keel.
Okay, what's that?
That's the thing that keeps you upright. It's like a counterbalance.
Correct.
A mast.
Yep. What's that?
That's the center sail support.
Yep.
I'm pretty good.
Killing
Look
it.
at this. Oh my God. Wow. Or is that new Neuralink AI implant I got?
Oh, is that it? It's working.
Could be.
Firing
That's
on
what
all
it's going to be in the
cylinders.
future. Just full integration with AI.
I know. I already feel like I've just outsourced my brain to like all of these technologies. I'll save this story for later.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, how are you? How's your week going?
It's going good. It's going really good. I feel like I've done a lot of reflecting, and I feel like I have been reborn, ready to pursue new greatness.
What times in your life would you say that you've had these kind of epiphanies where you feel reborn?
I don't know. Are you noticing a pattern? Does this happen a lot?
Yeah. That's
Well,
okay, though.
You need to reinvent yourself every once in a while. But
of course.
I've made sense of it. I've made sense of why I felt like I was in a little bit of a rut, maybe mentally. I didn't even realize I was in a rut until I got out of the rut. You know what I mean?
Could it just solely be based on lack of sleep? It's
No.
really hard to function when you're not sleeping.
Absolutely not. I've learned to function at a very high level on no sleep, actually.
Okay. All right.
No, I have been getting more sleep, which has been great. That probably does help. But what I realized, so I'm going to give a little bit of background. We now have this new baby, but we were kind of on this journey. It took us about 2.5 years to trying to have another kid, to having this next kid, and a little bit of a long journey, and a little bit of medical intervention, all kinds of stuff that thank God we have access to these days. But it just felt like that was like always looming on the horizon, but there wasn't a whole lot of control over when it was going to happen or if it was even going to happen. So I feel like without even realizing it, it was like kind of restraining my ability to like plan for what's next. Like that was always like kind of like the next thing that was there, but it was a little bit out of our control. Um Now that she's here, we have two children. Um I feel like now it's I can start thinking about what's next, and it's reinvigorated a little bit of that forward thinking, kind of chief vision officer stuff that I'm supposed to be doing on a daily basis. So, um, I feel like I've made it make sense to me. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, definitely.
So
You've reached a milestone and now it's time for the next.
yeah, yeah, I guess so. So anyway, that's kind of what put things into perspective for me this week a little bit. Like, not like I've been in a rut for the past like 2 years, but it just feels like I don't know, for whatever reason, it was a little bit difficult to like be as forward thinking as I like to be. And I
Yeah,
and I never
you feel like
really
you're in a holding pattern, like
exactly.
yeah.
You're kind of in a waiting game. Um so I think I was in that without even realizing it. Not like it completely hampered everything that we're doing. Like there's been lots of growth over the past 2 years, but like it just feels like a little bit of my mental capacity has been unlocked again. It was busy and it was locked up on something else, and now it has been freed up, and I feel good about it. And now I'm just excited for so many possibilities, and a lot of them do revolve around AI. So should we just get right into it?
Mm, sure.
All right. AI. Do you know what it stands for?
Allen Iverson,
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
the
I
one and
really should.
only.
Allen Iverson, the answer.
That is the
Greatest
answer.
basketball player of all time. Uh, Artificial intelligence. Uh, do you want to do you want to say a little prologue to how you feel about AI right now? Because I've also had some epiphanies about AI.
Um, I feel like this is like the whole thing, like when the internet came along and people were so like, it's gonna ruin civilization, which I kind of think it partially has.
Yeah, definitely.
I do think that it is. I try to view it as a tool, not a solution. It is not the end goal, or but it is a tool that we all have to learn how to use. And so when I interact with it, that's what I try to keep in mind. It is not there to solve all of my problems. It is just a tool to get me there. Um, I kind of hate it. I like find myself outsourcing things to AI where I'm like, why did I do like I should just use my actual brain. I have one. It works. It's up there. I should just use
Not
it.
for long.
Yeah, and I and you see all these things where it's like the next generation is going to be like, "Mom, I have to tell you something. I'm marrying a chatbot." And
Yeah,
the mom's like, "Oh, no kid of mine's going to marry a robot or whatever."
yeah.
So, I do think that there is
Mom, you're a total robophobe.
yeah.
Yeah,
I do think that it's kind of I don't know. It's detrimental, but we have to each generation has its thing. They have to learn how to live alongside, I suppose, and this is just this generation's, but
yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, that's kinda how I was feeling until I guess I just looked at it from a different perspective, and I feel like this all really, really started, like, 2 years ago, when ChatGPT, like, really rolled out, and it was like I felt like there was all this frenzy about it, and people were like, "Look, you can just tell it to, like, r summarize a recipe," or, like, "This is what I have in my fridge. What can I cook for dinner?" Just, like, kinda, like, simple, like, almost like I feel like initially nobody was, like, actually using it for that, like, even if people, like, ran that prompt, like, "This is what's in my fridge, what can I make for dinner?" People were just, like, doing it to, like, show people, like, "Look what it just did. Like, this is this cool new trick." And that's kinda how I looked at it and was sorta, like, using it and almost using it as, an alternative to Googling something, like, just asking it and, and that was kinda it. Very, like, surface level interaction with the AI, and I just realized that, you're right, that this is going to be like the internet for our generation. And it's like, you see how like we kind of like poke fun at boomers that don't know how to interact with technology. We're right on that cusp right now where we're going to be,
Yeah.
they won't say boomers because we're not boomers, but they're gonna be like, look at these millennials talking about Google it. What does Google it mean? So I
Yeah.
feel like there is this incredible tool right at our disposal. And if we don't learn how to use it and deploy it in our lives, we're going to be so far left behind. Not necessarily left behind, but like I feel like there is this opportunity to harness this and use it in your life and your business. And it just takes, learning how to use it better. Like there is a learning curve with understanding how it responds to prompts and, understanding how it uses logic and all that kind of stuff. So, you kind of prompt it in a certain way. And then all of the tools that are, kind of branch off of that, like different programs and apps and stuff that are using AI that you just have to like learn the ins and outs of. And it could be a complete game changer. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mhm.
So that's kind of where I'm at now. And I guess let's kind of jump into where this sort of started for me. Last week I talked about, the need for time management in my life and how I was just like so overwhelmed with having a second child and like just not knowing how I'd ever figure out my time again. So, the internet knew that this was plaguing me and served me a ton of ads on this app Motion. So this is kind of where it started. It, like, I fell for it hook, line, and sinker. Knew exactly what my pain points were.
Wait, can I just say something real quick?
Yes,
I feel like this is about to appear like we are doing an ad for Motion. We are not.
we are absolutely not. We are
Okay.
absolutely not. There's
Continue.
no affiliation whatsoever.
Okay, continue.
None whatsoever. So yeah, I just kept getting ads for this thing, and it was like, had all these things about using like a AI scheduling kind of thing where essentially you put your tasks in it and it's basically like a personal assistant for your schedule and completing tasks. And all of the ads were like really speaking to me, like all my pain points, like keeping track of the things that I have to do, my tasks, like kind of getting rid of that mental clutter and chatter and like putting it into actionable tasks, like all these different things. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. It's got the 7-day free trial. Let me just roll with it. Um, and that's what kind of got me really in this mode of like, I feel like I have some hope and excitement. So, um, have you seen the ads for this? Have you seen the ads for this or did I tell you about it at all?
I have, yeah. I'm actually
Okay.
on your social media also,
Oh,
so
right.
I've
Yeah.
also seen them. Yeah.
You're also saying them. So this is the thing that really like kind of spoke to me and what already I've seen as a huge benefit and is going to be kind of a game changer. There's a lot to learn with the app and the program and I don't know if I'll be completely sold on it, but um I feel like this is my first attempt to learn and really integrate myself with a program like this that'll hopefully organize my life. And I have really high hopes for it right now. Really high hopes for it. So basically the thing that really was like the aha moment for me of like this is going to be a problem solver for me is, you know, I've used different apps to keep track of to-do lists and tasks and all that kind of stuff. Like Microsoft To Do has been great. Um, really good for just keeping lists and all that kind of stuff. But that's like pain point number one is just getting out of my brain, getting on a list. But then I realized another huge hurdle for me is it's on the list. I know I have to do it, but now where do I fit that into my schedule? And that that's been something I've been trying to work on with all these different apps. And we've talked about them for so long. Um, it's really helpful, especially for like very short tasks. Like I need to email this person. I need to send this invoice. I need to do this. I need to have this call, like short things like that. But it really isn't helping with a big like project thing that is maybe a month away and it's going to take 8 hours or so, like getting everything ready for the next job, like doing our material takeoffs, our material orders, getting the entire job folder set up and ready so that all the information's in there. Like that's probably an 8 to 10 hour process for each job. I'm really not good at forecasting, like, okay, we're going to need this in a month. And now it's like, okay, now we need it right now. And I have 10 hours worth of work. So, like, I kind of chip away at it when we really need all of it done right away, like right in the beginning. So, this has a feature where you can put that type of project in and you can set like minimum chunks of like 1 hour minimum chunks. And then it'll scan your calendar and it's going to put all of that in and schedule it for you in a time that makes sense, works around all of your other events. Um, and it just like intuitively does this and will shuffle around. You know, if you put something in that has to be done and you have like a hard deadline of today, if you had something scheduled that doesn't have a hard deadline, it's going to push that into the next time frame. So I've already been playing around with it and like that functionality for me, I think is going to be huge. I think I've identified like that is the hardest thing for me is taking like this bigger task or project that's going to have like multiple steps in it and being able to tackle those before it's like, okay, we need them all right now. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah, I just don't think I could trust it.
Well, that's the first step, Catherine.
I can't trust it.
You need to learn to
I can't
trust
trust
again.
these robots.
I know the robot hurt you, but it doesn't mean that you can't love a robot again. My God. So
But you trust it to work? Like, you trust it to, like, shuffle your schedule around and not miss anything, and
you know what I trust not to work?
what's happening already?
This brain. What's happening right now is not working. It's not going to
Solid
be
point.
worse than that. I
Solid
mean,
point.
yeah, like it can't possibly be worse. And like, you know, that's why I'm really trying to understand the program and like and really try to like reap all the benefits out of it. I feel like most of the apps that I've tried and like Microsoft To Do, so simple to use. It's really just like keeps a couple lists. That's like
Yeah.
almost it. So that like doesn't have any learning curve, but the functionality is obviously limited. And I like that. I like the simplicity of it, but I think this could really be, and maybe it's not motion, but I know that there is an AI life planner basically acting as your personal assistant. I know that even if like motion is not it, and maybe there's not even something out yet, I know that like within the next year or so, something is going to get this figured out where it integrates with your email, it integrates with your text, your calls, takes notes for you. Like, you know, we've had the experience with that Otter AI where it'll summarize your Zoom calls, take away key takeaways, next steps, action items. And then like this can do that and then integrate it into your schedule. So it's like, okay, we just had this call. We talked about 5 things that need to be done. This needs to be done by next Friday. It can take that information by listening to the call and then pull that up, create tasks based around it, and put them in your schedule. So you don't even have to think about it. Like that is going to be a game changer. As long as I can commit to actually learning the program and understanding the ins and outs of it. And I think it's an absolute must for my sanity, probably your sanity as well. Imagine
I hope it
imagine
works
a
for you.
premier outdoor living where I am on top of things and I know what's going on and I'm not
And I don't
frantic.
have to say, Sean, you have a call in 5 minutes. Sean, you have a call in 3 minutes. Sean, you
Yeah.
had 5 minutes ago, you had a call. Did you call them?
And you've done that. And you've done a great job, but it's time to retire you from that position because, you know, we've got AI for that. So that's
Yeah.
where my head's at.
So far, so good is your takeaway. So far, you're
So
happy
far,
with
so
it.
good.
You're
Absolutely.
optimistic. You're looking forward to the future with your new relationship with motion.
Absolutely. Yep.
Maybe I'll try it, but I don't feel like paying for it. And also, I don't feel like this is a pain point of mine, so maybe I won't try it.
Okay. Perfect.
But I want to. Oh, God, I want to
Here's
trust
the thing.
it, but
Here's
I
the
just
thing.
don't.
Well, why don't, you know, I'll run with it for a while because the other thing is, you know, you can use it in like a team setting. So it's like,
Oh,
You
okay.
know, we could get these action items from our calls, and then you can you can assign those tasks to certain people. And if I say, okay, I need to set up a call, Catherine needs to be in this call, it'll automatically link to your calendar, see what's available, shuffle things around, and then put this in your calendar and my calendar, and we'll be good to go. You know what I mean?
So you'll have access to my calendar and I'll have access to your calendar? Get out of my calendar.
I'm in your calendar, all right? You get paid salary by the year. That means I am in control of your life on a yearly basis. Okay? 24/7.
Okay, all right.
I don't know, it's not like, okay, I go into your calendar, but it will rendezvous with your calendar. The calendars will talk to each other and say, "Okay, this is a good time that we can put it in both calendars." Boom. It's set. So I don't know if I'd be able to see everything in your calendar. You'd be able to see everything in mine, but it would talk to your calendar and say, okay, this is a time that we can make work. We're going to put it in the schedule.
Mm, mm,
You know what I mean?
mhm, mhm. Okay, all right.
So
Maybe that's on the horizon. We'll see.
pretty cool.
But I
Pretty
just,
cool.
when I have a thing, I put it in my Google calendar, and I don't feel like it's quite as much of a pain point for me. But maybe robots will help me. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
TBD.
All right. So do you want me to real quick, go through what I've got in my motion for today? Just to give you a little rundown of
Yeah, let's hear it.
how it's working so far. Okay.
Was this podcast in there? Because we are recording on Monday morning, which we usually do not do, and
Yep.
we didn't talk about it last night or anything, so I was like, I wonder if he's gonna remember.
It
But
was in there.
I tested you. I didn't want to text you or anything. I was
Yep.
like, and you sent me an outline for this episode early this morning. So
Which is from another AI that we'll talk about pretty soon. Yeah, the podcast is in there. I put 8 to 9:30 because it's an hour, but usually a little bit of before, a little bit after.
mhm.
Now, another thing that it put in my schedule from 9:30 to 10, I had put last week. I need to prepare a files for an insurance audit and get those sent off to the auditor. I put that in there last week. I didn't get to it last week, so it rescheduled it for today, 9:30 to 10. Now, I know that we are going to need some content today and like to get to the job and get things kind of like set up and rolling. So from 10:15 to 12:15, I've got on here film excavation content. So get to the job, start you know, filming and laying out what's happening with the patio because we're going to kind of transition to excavating that.
Mhm.
And then a couple other things that were more like task based that I put in last week and got scheduled for today. I need to pay an insurance invoice, send out a check for that. So it's got that on my schedule from 12:30 to 1. I need to schedule a property survey for not our next job, but the following job. So that's on my schedule 1 to 1:30. 1:30 to 2:15. What's that?
You need to schedule their property survey?
Well, she needs a new property survey, and it'll just be easier for me to call around and schedule it.
Okay.
She doesn't know what she needs, Let me
I didn't know that was a service we provided, but hey, love that.
well, it's just calling an engineer. She doesn't know who does these surveys, just it'll just be more cumbersome if she does it.
Okay.
And then there is a New Jersey Department of Labor bill that went out that my CPA told me to look out for and need to send in a check for that. So those two things, the Department of Labor notice and the bond invoice that I have to pay for the insurance thing, these both got added to my schedule from emails. So they were emailed to me, and there's a function where you can forward the email to tasks at usemotion.com. And then it's just going to read the email, figure out what you need to do, and put it in your schedule. So all I did for those two things were forward the email, and it put it in my schedule. Pretty cool, right?
That's pretty cool, yeah.
And then the last thing, 2:15 to 3:15, is one out of 3 time blocks for the next project material takeoff and job folder cultivation. So I put that in as a project. I figured it would take 4 hours from the point that we're at right now for all the other things that I need to do to get ready, all the material lists, figure out all that stuff, timeline. I figured I have about 4 hours left of that. So I put that in, it chunked it up, 2:15 to 3:15 today, material takeoff, 8 to 9:30 tomorrow, and then 9:45 to 11:15 tomorrow. And those don't have a hard deadline. So if I put something in for tomorrow that needs to be done in the morning, it's going to automatically shift that to another spot that makes sense. So pretty cool, honestly. The functionality of it's really cool as long as I can really take advantage of it and learn how to use it.
And what's the cost associated with this?
It's like $40 a month, or for the year it was like $2.99 or something. So not super cheap, but it's one of those things that I think the accountability almost of it, if it was free, it gives you a little bit of incentive to like make sure that you use it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like with this, it's to really get the value out of it, you need to like integrate with it and really understand it. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
read through all the tutorials and the onboarding and really figure it out to see if it's a good option. Because I really feel like if you don't take advantage of these tools that are out there, before long, you're going to get left behind. Like we're right at the cusp of it. And it almost feels already like, AI is kind of old news. That was like 2 years ago. But we're like so at the very beginning of this that like if you don't understand how it works and how to use it as a tool and integrate it in your life and your business, like people are just going to outperform you like crazy. There's the opportunity to like for everyone in the world to have their own personal assistant that never forgets anything, that never goes to sleep, that's never tired, that understands everything that human civilization has ever learned. Like you have this ability right at your fingertips. And right now, I think it's a little bit more difficult and piecemeal to like really get that like personal assistant experience. But there's a lot of companies trying to do it. And it's only a matter of time before one of them like really absolutely nails it. And it really feels like you have your own personal assistant that is all knowing, never forgets, understands your schedule, your work habits, everything, and plans your life for you.
Yeah, but then when the robot takeover happens, he's very aware of your schedule and he knows where you're going to be.
Yeah. But I'm also familiar with the robot, so I can befriend it. Like, yo, hey,
The enemy.
what's my assistant's name gonna be? I forget.
Jerry. Wasn't it Jerry?
Jerry, yeah.
Yeah.
Jerry, come on, Jerry. We've been through a lot, pal. Don't you dare turn your back on me. I understand you don't really have a front or a back. You're kind of more of a ambiguous figure, but Jerry, come on, man.
We've
All
been
those
through
times
so
we've had
much
together. You were my personal assistant, my therapist, my my best friend. Don't do this to me, Jerry. All right. Well, let's take a little bit of a break from that. That's kind of the intro on motion and where I'm at with that. And I'm really excited to see kind of where it goes. And I will be updating you. But I'm really excited about it. So let's take a little bit of a break from that, the kind of high level stuff and get into this week's construction trivia extravaganza. That music feels a little low. Is it low? Or does it just seem low to me? Jerry, can you
I don't
check
know.
that?
AI controls that, so I can't.
Jerry, can you check on that level? We figured we'd pop construction trivia into the middle of this episode to give us a little bit of a break and have a little fun here. So, Catherine, are you ready for construction trivia?
Construction trivia. I am ready, yeah.
All
love it.
right. You want me to go first?
Yeah. Just look at my
Okay.
piece of paper. Maybe AI can tally this for us in the future, but look at all these ties. Still tied.
Still tied. Wow.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. So my theme here is on kind of safety and also ladders. So
Okay.
we'll see what you know about safety.
3 points of contact.
All right. First question, true or false? According to OSHA, the top rail of a standard guardrail system must be able to withstand a force of at least 150 pounds applied in any outward or downward direction. So a railing,
150.
150 pounds.
False. I feel like it's more than that. 150 isn't that much.
You are correct on that. It is false. The standard requirement for a top rail is that it must withstand a force of at least 200 pounds.
Yeah, that sounds more right. There you go.
Yeah. So if you ever see an inspector come by the jobs, they always give it that little, little lean
shake.
test. A lot of them are about 200. So, just put a little bit
Roughly
of
200.
the backside in there, and they can get an accurate reading on force resistance. So, great job.
All right, I went on theme, a bit AI themed. Well, two of them are AI themed. The other one is not. Okay,
Okay.
let me find it. All right, true or false?
Yes.
In an innovative and cutting edge use of AI technology, a skyscraper in development to be built in the city of Los Angeles, California, made it through all the checks and balances of the engineering process, only to be halted due to AI detecting the building would begin to tilt, similar to the Leaning Tower of Pisa, due to the micro shifting in the subsoil layer. True or false?
True.
False.
Really?
It's false, but that's what they keep touting. Everyone's like, this could be a use case for it. But it discounts the human, it's adding in human error where there usually is not. So,
But
I kept reading about it, and everyone's like, this is what could happen. It could detect this if people mess up.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Hey, people mess up all the time.
They sure do.
I feel like,
Somebody did build the Leaning Tower of Pisa, so.
but it's still standing.
But it's leaning.
It's leaning pretty good, yeah.
Actually,
and I think there is a
the deal with
modern
that?
intervention to keep it up.
Is it going to
Keep it
fall, or
leaning.
they're just.
I don't know.
either
Honestly, I've seen
done
pictures
shifting
of
or-
people holding it up.
I've seen a couple
you
of
seen
those as
this?
well. Yeah. I've seen several, so I wonder if they they're
They
shifts.
probably rotate, yeah. LOL. Those photos are so funny. It looks like
Oh,
you're
God,
holding
they're
up the
so
building that's
funny.
falling. First person to do that was probably like, you won't believe what I just
Check
did.
this out.
I just took a picture and it looks like I'm holding up a freaking building. It's pretty awesome. Real trailblazer there. So,
Yeah. All right.
all
next.
right. Question number 2. When using an extension ladder to access a roof,
Mm-hmm.
all right, hold on. Let me start this over. I can't, my words are not wording. Question number 2. When using an extension ladder to access a roof, the ladder should extend how many feet above the point of support?
3.
What? How did you know that? Was that one of your questions? Are you sure? How did you know that?
I just know that.
What's happening right now? How did you know that?
Very safe. I know. I know all the job site OSHA things.
All right, well, the options were 1, 2, 3, or 4 feet, and it is 3 feet. This ensures a secure handhold for workers transitioning from the ladder to the roof and back. That's something I didn't know, that there was like a standard, like it should be 3 feet. How did you know
Yeah.
that? Did you cheat?
Yeah, I Googled it right then. I asked AI. I have AI in
Boomer.
my earpiece, actually.
All right, good job.
Now I just knew that.
Okay.
Okay. This is another AI question.
Okay.
How is artificial intelligence fundamentally shifting the project life cycle management approach in large-scale construction projects? I feel like it's funny because this is an AI question about AI, and you can always tell when something is written by AI. Okay. Anyway, how is it changing large-scale construction? By replacing all human project managers with autonomous robots. B.
No, not yet.
Enabling predictive analytics that improve decision-making across planning, design, construction, and maintenance. C. By eliminating the need for building information modeling entirely, which we've talked about that before, the BIM, whatever, softwares and stuff. By focusing solely on cost-cutting through automation of manual labor.
Was
What
that
do you
D?
think
That
it
was the
is?
last option?
That was D, yeah.
It's B.
It is B,
It's
correct.
B, yeah.
All of those other things are partially true, but not fully true. They can't fully commit to getting rid of project managers yet, although they have tools to help them.
Yeah.
AI enhances BIM, but it doesn't eliminate it. And cost cutting is just a happy byproduct.
Yeah. The goal. Until it is the goal. until it is the goal. But no, I think that something like this motion functionality on keeping track of job site progress, like when things go behind schedule, that's when the schedule gets the most confusing because it's like, okay, we're behind
Yeah.
schedule. We need to like figure out how to keep
Figure
up.
out how to
How
make it up
far is it
time.
going to push things back? If it could just like kind of automatically reschedule and reprocess your timeline and make sure everything still works, like that would be a game changer just in project management, let
Yeah.
alone life management.
God, yeah. Is not that I want to keep going on this motion thing, but is there a way to like separate like life, like real life
Yep.
and work life? Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
All
next.
right. Last question. Question 3. What is the ideal angle for placing a non self supporting ladder against a wall, often referred to as the 4-to-1 rule?
Wait, say it again.
What is the ideal angle for placing a non self supporting ladder against a wall, often referred to as the 4-to-1 rule? Do you understand the question?
Yeah, you want me to give you a number angle?
Yeah, it's like just, get close.
If it's 4-to-1, I'm going to go 25%, or yeah, I guess 25%.
That's not a degree.
25. No, 45 degrees. 45 degrees. Yeah, a quarter. If it's 4-to-1,
Okay.
right?
Final answer?
45 degrees? No, that can't be right. That's really leaning.
It is. It is.
It is right or it is leaning?
Think about 45 degrees.
That's way too much.
It is absolutely. I shouldn't be helping you here, but yes, that's too much. All right, come up with an answer. You got 5 seconds. I'm helping you too much.
4-to-1 was a clue here. The 30 degrees.
Wrong. So wrong.
Okay.
30 degrees is less than 45 degrees. I think 90 degrees would be completely vertical.
Oh, I went the wrong way.
You're going like in relation to like the roof. I don't know where your brain's
I
going
was
with
trying
this,
to
but
math into it. I wasn't trying to real life into it. I went the opposite way. So
you're like
it would
45
be like
degrees would
it'd be
be
like
too much of a
70
lean.
degrees.
So let's go 30, where it's like almost basically flat.
I mean 70 degrees. I went the wrong way. 75
Okay.
degrees.
Well, it's too late. You're wrong, but
Okay.
it's 75.5 degrees.
Oh, okay.
So the 4-to-1 rule means that for every 4 feet of height you have to climb, the base of the ladder should be moved 1 foot away from the wall, which creates a 75.5 degree angle.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So one thing that I didn't know, well, I figured there was probably like an ideal safe angle to roll with here. I didn't know what it was, but one time I was working with my dad and we were working at a firehouse putting in new windows. Fire guy told us quickest way to get you, right around the right angle is you stand up, put your feet right up against the feet of the ladder and hold your arms out. And that is going to give you roughly that ideal angle. Does that make sense? Like with your arms extended, you should be grabbing the ladder and your feet should be right at the legs.
Okay. But I feel like that's more of like a 2-to-1 because your arms are your wingspan is usually your height. So it would be like half your height. Your arm would be like half your height.
Well, no, because
Minus your torso, I guess.
minus your torso, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe we'll measure that. And we'll double check
I usually
it.
just give it a little shake and say, that's probably all right.
All right. Well,
Okay.
You got that one wrong. All right. You got one for me. Hit me.
Okay. Wait, are we? I have 2
tied?
right. I have 2 right, and you have 1 right.
What was
but
the
a
first one? Did I
possibility
get the
to
first one
it too.
wrong?
Yes, you did get it wrong. It was true or false, and you got it wrong.
Why do I
right,
keep
so you
getting
have
things
an
wrong? All
opportunity
right.
to
Yeah.
tie.
You have 2. All right. So I need to get this to tie. All right. Let's go.
Okay, so this is not AI generated. This is just from my brain. I was
Okay.
curious about city plumbing and sewage and how does your gray water and your gross stuff get from your house to the sewage treatment plant? So what is the force? What happens what's taking the poopy water from your house to the sewage treatment plant?
Gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
No, I mean,
I Googled it, and in some places they have to use like pumping systems, but in most
Yeah.
places, especially in New Jersey, it's just gravity that's taking it there. That's insane to me. That's so weird and gross.
yeah. I guess. Yeah, I agree. But well, you think about it, like the water treatment plants are always right by the water, and that's probably for some sort of reason because they're using the water, and they're just a lot of times dumping the poopy water into the river or whatever. Probably. But on the water is like your lowest elevation in an area typically. Oh, that makes sense. And like they didn't, yeah,
But like
that's
if you think about how much you have to pitch gutters, like the pitch of these poopy pipes must be pretty steep.
well,
And
you
like
don't want to,
we're pretty flat here, and it's like, how does it doesn't make sense to me, but
you
I
actually
thought that was
don't want
interesting.
it to pitch too steep because
It'll leave the solids behind.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. You want like quarter inch per foot. So I don't know. There's probably if you go in like the sewer main in the middle of the street, like it's probably not like completely void of fecal matter. I'm sure there's a bunch of turds just sitting in there that aren't flowing anywhere. But
Yeah, and I just
you
feel like
know,
that would stink. It doesn't make sense to me, but
yeah. I
I'm
mean,
glad that it's working and someone has figured this
yeah,
all out.
yeah. All right, awesome.
All right, we
So
tied
we
again.
tied again. There you go. All right. Well, that was pretty good. That was a pretty good little segue there. And now let's get back into this AI chat and let's talk about the next AI thing. And I'm going to give you a use case.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay. So my next thing, I knew taking on one new AI a tool at a time is not enough. You need to do two.
You need
So
to overextend yourself for sure, yeah.
you need to overextend yourself. But I'm all jazzed up about it. I'm doing research all weekend and everything, and I start looking into Google Gemini. Gemini is Google's AI learning model equivalent to like Chat GPT, and we use a lot of Google Workspace, the Google Suite for work. We use Gmail, we use Google Drive, we use some Google Docs, we use a lot of that stuff. So it just kind of made sense. Okay, like there's some functionalities that you can unlock if you get Gemini Pro that aren't available with just regular Gemini. Regular Gemini can't interact with your Google accounts. Like it can't go into your email and assist you there. So it was like, and it's only $20 a month to get like the Google Workplace AI Pro or something. So I'm like,
Jeez, you're
20 bucks a
60
month.
bucks in on this
Yeah,
AI thing.
but hey,
Okay.
that's pennies. That's
All
pennies.
right, go ahead, yeah.
So anyway, it integrates with all of your stuff. So it puts like the Gemini assistant AI right in the app. So it's the only way to access it with Google, with Gmail and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, all right, let me at least try this. Like, if this is a tool that's going to save me even a little bit of time or help me organize things a little bit, um, $20 a month is going to be an absolute no brainer. So I just signed up for it yesterday, and I already did a couple things with it, and it already kind of blew my mind.
Okay.
Blew my mind. So started out with Gmail, and this was kind of just to test it out, see what the functionality was like. But one of the things that's actually on my to-do list for today is get everything together for this insurance audit that I have to do. So it's a bunch of files or documents, reports from last year's payroll, subcontractor information, all that kind of stuff. They do. Your insurance company does a yearly audit to make sure that you're not cheating them out of any extra couple bucks because they need it. Classic. Anyway, so I have to do this and prepare these documents and get them sent over to the auditor. And to test this out, see how this AI integration with Gmail worked, all I did was go to my Gmail, hit the like Gemini talk button, and I just said, "Hey Google, can you search through my email for the NJM auditor email? Take what documents he said he needed, and then draft them in an email to my CPA and draft that email for me with everything that the auditor needs and get it ready to send." 2 seconds later, it searched through my email without even like the guy's email address. It was just like, he's the NJM auditor because I forgot his name. This is all just voice commands. In 2 seconds, you want to see what it prepared for me? I was like
It gathered
completely
these documents and drafted the emails or just drafted the email?
just drafted the email. So it doesn't have the documents, but I needed to, the auditor asked for, I emailed him and said, let me know what the list of documents you need, and I'll send it to my accountant and he'll prepare them and get them sent over to you. So I asked Gemini. I said, Gemini, search the email for the NJM insurance auditor, gather what documents he needs, and then put those document needs in an email to my accountant and get it prepared. Here it is. This is my CPA's, like, I don't know, assistant guy, or I don't know, he works in the office. Hi, Nicholas. I hope you're doing well. I need your help preparing some documents for the NJM insurance audit. The auditor, Rich Martin, requires the following for the policy period of May 26, 2024 to May 26, 2025. Payroll by employee, including gross overtime and job title, information on any subcontractors, including who they are and how much they were paid. Could you please get these prepared for me to send over in the next day or two? Thanks, Sean. What do you think?
How is that different than just forwarding the email?
Well, then I got to go search. I mean, it's a demonstration of what's possible here. Okay.
I just don't. I don't. That sure, cool use of it. I just don't think that that's super. Like, I feel like you could have just copied and pasted.
Every generation is going to have their doubters that are going to try to hold them back.
I
Like,
I
okay,
don't know.
so
that's not that remarkable to me. I'm unimpressed.
all right. Let me explain why I think this is going to be helpful for me. So, I've known that I've had to do this for like a week and a half, and it's like, okay, I need to just take the time to sit down and search through my email, find that email again, copy and paste or forward the email over, and do all this kind of stuff, when I can also just hit a button and say, hey, can you search for that email, gather the documents that they need, and then draft the email for me. 2 seconds and it's done. And it's like, I don't have to think about it. I don't have to, like, it takes like a little bit of that startup energy out of it, where it's like, it's been on my mind. It's like, okay, it's been on my to-do list on Microsoft To Do, but it just keeps getting kicked down the line, because I'm like, all right, at some point I'll be sitting down on my computer and like chunk a bunch of these tasks. And that hasn't really happened over the last week. So now it's in my motion calendar. And last night I tested this out. And I think it just like opens up, the possibility of just streamlining so many things. Like, you get an email and it's like, okay, summarize this email for me, draft a professional response, and make sure to include these points, to this person. And then just drafts it and you send it, like, right away after checking it, obviously. But you're not impressed by that? I thought you'd be impressed by that. It's pretty cool.
Well, here's the thing. I'm mildly impressed. I think it's cool if, like, in the case where you, like, forget that person's name and you're like, oh, I'm going to have to sit here and, like, search through all my emails. That's a pain. And, like, Google, when you are searching through your emails, it does not have, like, the most intuitive, like, you think, okay, I know that this word is in this email. I'm going to search that word. And then, like, you can't find it. So that's a pain in the butt. Yeah. So I do get that. But also, I'm just, like, I'm a little hesitant to, like, respond to things with AI, because here's something that just happened to me. I signed up to be on the kidney donor registry. And for part of it, you need to go get blood drawn so you can, like, find a match or whatever and be in this registry.
You're going to donate a kidney?
Well, I mean, it's not like I've been on the bone marrow registry for like 15 years and I've never gotten called. It's like you have to, like, it's a very specific match to a person. Like, it's pretty rare that you would be, but it's just like a registry you can be on if you want to. And you can always say no, but anyway, I'm just signing up for the registry.
You sure they're not just going to come in the middle of the night and be like,
right,
we got your kidney? That's
but anyway,
kudos to you. That's scary. You're willing to donate a part of your body. Good job.
I got an extra one. I'm not using it. Anyway, so.
Really?
But they, like.
One of them?
I assume so, because you could.
I know you can survive with just one. People do that, but, hey, kudos to you.
I don't have any history of, like, kidney disease in my family, so I don't think I'm going to get it, so somebody can have my extra one if they need it. And I have, like, a pretty rare blood type, so it's pretty rare that I would be a match to somebody, but if I am a match, then it's like,
It'd be rare for them to find a match, so it's good that you are on that registry.
Exactly. Right. But anyway, so
good for you.
That's unrelated. It's just part of this story. So
okay,
I needed to go get blood drawn to be on this registry, and this person with, like, a very vague sounding name kept emailing me and texting me, and it was very clearly written by AI. So I was just kind of ignoring them, because I was like, this is just a robot, like, prompting me to, like, remind me to go do this thing.
Yeah.
So I didn't respond. And this whole time it was a real person who was trying to get a hold of me. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were a robot. So I feel like if we just keep responding to people with robot stuff, we're just all going to eventually sound like robots, and no one's going to know when a real person is actually trying to get a hold of them.
Which is fine. Don't be a robophobe. Are you a robophobe? I can't believe this.
Well, I don't feel bad ignoring robots, but I do feel bad ignoring real people trying to get a hold of me.
Pretty soon
So,
they're going to program feelings into them, and you should feel bad about ignoring them. That's messed up. All right. Well, I was pretty impressed by that for just like a very
Yeah.
quick thing. And I'll do one more example. So, as you said, I did email over a full outline for this episode that we were going to talk about.
which definitely made you seem like a robot because you've never done that before.
Exactly. It's giving me powers that I never could even imagine before. Right. So, first of all, what did you think about the outline? Not bad, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Just to like kind of keep us on track, know what we're going to talk about, things like that. It's not like we're following it word for word or anything like that, but it's a good outline to just kind of stay on track and make sure we talk about the things that we want to talk about. And I did this by Gemini has the thing Gemini Live, where you just like go in and it's, what I used it for yesterday was to help plan this episode and brainstorm ideas for it. So, you're just you're just talking back and forth with the AI, and you get to pick the voice and everything like that. And you're just kind of brainstorming and working on the idea together. And, over the course of like probably 20-25 minutes, mostly because I was just kind of messing around with it a good bit, but like came up with the whole concept for the episode, what we wanted to talk about, all that kind of stuff, put it in an outline for me, all of that stuff. And it's like, I can just see the value of things like that, where it's like, we need to come up with an outline for the episode, or we need to think about topics to talk about. And it's like, okay, how can I I don't really know what we're going to talk about. So how can I use AI to make me, think or prepare an outline for this? I don't know what exactly we're going to talk about. So it's like, that pre-planning, like hashing it out brainstorming session, you can do with the AI. And it worked really well for me to just like, kind of hash out. I knew there was a couple things I wanted to talk about, like what functionalities I had used already and what, we wanted to touch on. So like just by brainstorming with it it probably wasn't even 25 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, came up with this entire outline. And it doesn't forget things that you talk about, and it makes sure it's in there. And like, it'll kind of like talk the idea back to you and say like, what do you think about that? And you say, oh, well, can we interject something a little bit lighter there? It's like, this is just my first interaction with it, but I was super impressed. And I just think like as a tool, it's going to be revolutionary. Obviously, I don't think it's really going on a limb say AI. It's going to be revolutionary, but just like the way that we can use it in our daily lives. I think people look at it as like people are using it to like cheat on papers in school and like, the general public here. And like there's just like this fear of like the robots are going to take over. But I feel like there's such an opportunity to like use this, and everyone in the world could have access to a personal assistant that knows everything about you. That in itself, might sound a little scary, but just embrace it. Who cares? We don't have a choice at this point. Just get over it and then take what you can out of it, because you're not going to stay away from it. But, to have this opportunity, especially for people like me that are what they now call neurodivergent, it's going to be helpful.
Yeah.
I have a lot of hope right now that I haven't had in a while. That sounded kind of sad, but like, there were certain things that it's just like, that's just how I am. It's never going to get better. Like I'm never going to get better at like keeping a calendar or a schedule. Now I have hope that maybe this could change.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Let's wrap this up. Are you sold on AI? What are your biggest takeaways? What do you think?
I do just think it's something we're going to have to live with and learn how to use and get along with it. And it's just a tool in our box. And I'm definitely hesitant towards it. And it uses up a lot of energy.
Robophobe.
I'm a robophobe a little bit. It uses up a lot of energy. It is not good for the environment. And I don't think that it is good for our brains. It's just one of those things. We got to get used to it, just like we had to get used to the internet in general. Or back in the day, I hate to use this example because I feel like everyone our age uses this, but they said, you're never going to have a calculator in your pocket. You need to learn how to do math. And then now we do. So I think it's just one of those things. We just got to get used to it. But my firm stance is it is just a tool It is not a solution. Don't use it for everything. Still use your brain, but have it in your like little arsenal of tools to keep using. But I
I
do worry about
agree.
the environment. The environmental impact seems like it's really tragic, so I do feel really bad about that. But
Yeah, hopefully we get that figured out
yeah,
because they definitely it requires a lot of energy to run these
a
insane
lot of energy
supercomputers that are
and a lot of water, and it's really
and a lot of
polluting a lot
water.
of
Cool,
water.
keep it cool. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I'm a bit
AI
of
will
a
come up with a
robophobe.
solution for
I'm
that. You know what I
sorry.
mean? Once it
Yeah, has
wants to
has
become
anybody asked it yet?
self-preserving, yeah. Once it really wants to be self-preserving and becomes conscious, it's going to be like, I'm going to put all my energy into figuring out a way to make me sustainable. At least
Yeah.
y'all can come live inside me if you want. That might be the thing. The only livable place is going to be like these data centers.
Why did they put them in Antarctica or something? Like that's cold. Put them up there. Why are we putting it in like the desert? Put it in Antarctica.
I don't know. I feel like you know what it could do though. It's generating heat. It can melt the ice caps.
We're already doing that.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good point. That's a good point.
You know what? I don't know. I'm not smart enough to figure this out, but somebody should.
You know who is? The AI. Anyway, let's wrap this up here. I think that this is going to be a game changer for me personally. Obviously, AI is going to change the world, but I feel like I was missing this opportunity that like everyone can use it and harness a little bit of the power of it to whatever benefit you need in your life. For me, it's like my scheduling, my task management, my organization has always been an absolute nightmare. I've tried so many different things. I've tried a million different planners. I've tried so many different things. I haven't been this hopeful for a solution in a while, and I will keep everybody updated, see how it goes, and report back. But like you said, it is just a tool. There's a lot of other interesting things that I already saw about it. I'm not going to cover yet, but that, AI employees, all this kind of stuff like that we can touch on later. Pretty cool stuff that I think we're gonna want to at least explore a little bit. Is anyone else out there using AI tools in your business? I know some apps already have that integration. Whether it's your CPM or wait, what CPM? No, that's not what it's called.
Cost per minute.
Yeah, CRM.
CRM.
Your CRM might have AI integrations already. So let us know if you're using that. Send us a message on Instagram or whatever, because I'd really love to explore this conversation a lot more. And if you got any value from this, best way to support us is to leave us a quick review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you're listening. And until next time, this has been the AI Happy Hour.
See you next week.